Hi guys, so after the last video I posted, I was doing some more research into the possible Donald Trump assassination, and I was thinking to myself that it possibly wouldn't be the real Donald Trump and would maybe be an impersonator, um, or twin or clone. Now, when I was doing that research, I was just thinking about the amount of people who have impersonated Donald Trump, his voice, his look, his general character, from Alec Baldwin to like Phil Hartman and Daryl Hammond, Jason Sudeikis, Bob DeBono. There's a lot of people out there, Jimmy Fallon, Stephen Colbert. There's a lot of people out there that do impersonations of Trump, and a lot of people that dress up and look like Trump. And obviously, we're in a world where cloning is a possibility. We know that it is real. The first clone was Dolly the sheep, and from there they have taken cloning to the human level, where obviously they're not going to tell us about that stuff, but it's out there. Test tube babies is one reference that used to be referred to when I was younger, but we have to realize that these things are possible and that these things are going on. So when you see people like this guy's name is Dennis Allen, but even though he doesn't look exactly like Donald Trump, it's a pretty close ringer, you know. Can they get closer? These are the questions that I'm asking myself now in regards to something happens to Donald Trump, because the theory is that he gets shot but he doesn't die. And if that is the case, it could be that a clone, twin, or impersonator gets shot, and obviously the real Donald Trump then comes out, and whatever happens after that happens. In light of that theory, I was looking on YouTube, and I was going to play one of these videos, but there's so many of them. And obviously it's a common theory that people think there are two Donald Trumps, and you can kind of see it in his behavior. Sometimes he's, reasonable, calm, and measured, and other times he's outrageous, crazy, and just very polarizing. So I believe Donald Trump is a Gemini, which is a twin sign. And you can just see throughout all these videos, I mean, you've got like Angel White, for example, a year ago was looking at this theory of two Donald Trumps, and Gemini rising. You've got Dr. Ben Carson talking about, there's two Donald Trumps. And today I had a little nap, woke up, looked at the comments, and I saw two comments that said there had been an incident at the White House, with a car crashing into the security barrier trying to get access. And it, happened on the 23rd in association with Donald Trump, some form of danger. Obviously nothing did happen, but there was a potential for something to happen. It's not every day that a car rams into the White House, but it appears to have happened today on the 23rd. So when I was looking for news about that, I went on to CNN and I was seeing if they were talking about it. But instead, the banner that was there was "Keeping Them Honest." That's obviously an Anderson Cooper thing, and "Tale of Two Trumps." And this is, after I've done all the research before in terms of the impersonators, the possibility of a clone, the amount of videos on YouTube, the impersonator that looks like Donald Trump, and the possibility of the clone impersonator or twin getting shot rather than the real Donald Trump. And then you've got this "Tale of Two Trumps," and I'm just like, okay, what is the sign here? What's the message? And I think the message is that there is either a Donald Trump twin, a Donald Trump impersonator, or a Donald Trump clone out there. I know it's a wild theory, and don't think I don't realize that, but it's a possible theory, which is why I present it. So that's just in relation to the possibility of there being a duplicate Trump that is used to further whatever agenda would be furthered in the event that Donald Trump was shot. I'm thinking something to do with guns, something to do with security, things like that. So, in relation to the White House incident, I'll just convey the story. A vehicle has struck a barrier outside the White House and a woman has been detained, the Secret Service says. An individual driving a passenger vehicle struck a security barrier near the White House at 17th and E, it said. No officials were injured, and U.S. Secret Service officers arrested 35-year-old Jessica Ford of Lavender. Sorry, I don't know if that's right. Tennessee. Mental health issues reportedly may have played a factor in the incident. Miss Ford was arrested while attempting to climb the White House fence in spring last year, according to the Washington Post. She was arrested again in July last year when she violated the stay-away order at the White House. In Friday's incident, the vehicle did not breach the security barrier of the White House. No shots were fired, the Secret Service says. President Trump was inside the White House at the time, meeting Australian Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull. And that's pretty much the incident. So nothing in terms of shooting happened, but considering we're looking at the 23rd, something to do with Donald Trump, it's coincidental at the very least that this woman would decide on the 23rd to try and drive her car through the security barrier into the White House to do God knows what. They haven't said that they discovered a gun or anything like that, so perhaps she was just, demonstrating in an extremely violent way. But I suggest we still keep watch. I was looking at the license plate here. The license plate reads XB524C, and I'm going to be looking into the significance of that, if there's anything to see there. Not too sure, because obviously if you're going to interpret numbers and letters, you have to do it in a consistent way. You could just, for example, say that B represents the number 2, and then you've got X25, and then you could connect that to, the Olympics, which ends on the 25th, but that is reaching, so there needs to be consistency in the translation, but I'm going to work on it. That's all I wanted to bring to you at the moment. I've got about 50 news reports to read, so there may be another video if I find anything important in there. Until then, you guys have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and God bless.